أخر ويتم نعمته عليك ويهديك صراطا مستقيما وينصرك الله نصرا عزيزا هو الذي أنزل السكينة في قلوب المؤمنين ليزدادوا إيمانا مع إيمانهم ولله جنود السماوات والأرض وكان الله عليما حكيما ليدخل المؤمنين والمؤمنات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها ويكفر عنهم سيئاتهم وكان ذلك عند الله فوزا عظيما صدق الله العظيم.
Shukriya Rasha. Maldives 2.0 Digital Transformation Summit Ifthithaah kurumuge haflaya wadagen tibeve emme habefulna marhaba. Mi summitaki divehirajye digital transformation akura daturuge aababege feshum. Mi emmenge bævruvuma gulila mehifawa verikama au ijadu tan himenehen kuriyera taragiwane zamanege feshum. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the official opening of the Maldives 2.0 Digital Transformation Summit. This summit marks the beginning of a bold new chapter in the Maldives' digital journey, an era of connected governance, innovation, and inclusive growth. Hafla feshumun gotun wahak ful dekeu mang edi dakhili salamata farniyata behe wazir Alfalil Ali Hussain Garihun adab verikamayaku darnawan. To commence the evening, I now invite the Honorable Minister of Homeland Security and Technology, Mr. Ali Hussain, to deliver the opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, Minister Ali Hussain.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ya hamda shukur kurang. Kalangi ma Rasula Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya salawata salam levungedi dua kurang. Mi salawata salam ga kaleg faanu ga adu sabun shamil kurang. Dirajye ge izzeteri Raisu Jumhuriya Dr. Muhammad Muiz. Raisu Jumhuriya ge naib Ustaz Hussain Muhammad Latif. Raitung Majlihu ge Rais Abdurrahim Abdullah. Dirajye ge uttam fandiyar Ustaz Ahmad Mutasim Adnan. Estonia ge Rais ge Digital Council ge member adi e-governance academy ge founder Mr. Linar Vic dawtuge wazirun beruge dawdettahuge safirun wadan tibbevi emmeha izatterin adi mi rasmiyatu ballawamun gendawa emmeha lobati divihiraitun assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh adivihiraj 2.0 ota Maldives 2.0 Ifthithaah kurumuge rasmihyaathu wadan devvi kamattaka tiye emmeha befurna marhabaya shukur dannawan wakin khasako divirajyege izatteri raisu jumhuriya mi rasmihyaathu wadan devvi kami divirajya taka emanik faanu genguluwa digitalization ge siyasatu tanfiz kuruma emanik faanu devwa ahamiyat kon dakwa de kame mikamataka raisu jumhuriya waran hunu marhabaka shukur dannawan Maldives 2.0 ki muli divehi dawlatuge huriha muassasataken himenehen adi dawlatuge timbarues furihama bayriwa gota farma kurevigen kuriyegen deve siyasate miyaduge rasmiyatuga raitun majlihuge rais adi rajyege uttam fandiyaro bayradan devwa kami dawlatuge timbaru ekko mikamuga masek kuramun dane kamuge aligade hekke mikamataka raitun majlihuge izte raisha uttam fandiyara waraboda marhabaya shukur dannawa divirajya inqidabi gotun digitalize kuruma adi ingilabi badaltake digitalization ge daira en rajya genoma raisu jumhuriya bi wadi siyasate kandalu wafa raisu jumhuriya ga hase insnenguma ekuga ekulawalewunu adi duniyege midairaga kamyab hasil kofawa gaumutahuge fanni lafaga matin adi midvirajyega tibi midairaga funnabu us mahirunge masakke pulayaku ekulawalewunu siyasatu miedu mif tanfiz kuram feshigen dani mire mi siyasat tanfiz kuram fashaeru dawlatugo huriha idarataka wuzarata himenehen Maldives 2.0 summit madama in feshigen deduhogen yala miveniuga kuriyadane mi summituga Maldives 2.0 ge dashun rajya digitally transform wegen dane goi fula dairega bahus kurevi huriha idaratakun ebbaswa kankan nimigen dane adi rajyege digital transformation agenda ebbaswa wigen dane ad mayang Allah gerad fulayaku rais Dr. Moibsuge digitalization ge siyasat tanfiz kurmuge amali masakke baro speeduga feshigen dane moli masakke kuriye gendani raisu jumhuriya cheya kurawwa midairage expertun himene rajyege digital transformation council ge beldumuge dashun mi siyasat kodawaluma ekulawala tanfiz kuruma Ministry of Homeland Security and Technology ya NCIT ya trade netuge emmeha fanni muwazzafun kuravi bura masakke fahako efarataka shukuru ada kuran adi mi haflaga algon men na ehitere devum dawa beruge bay faratta tibbewmaayku ebe funna muhatabuko ingres bahun ecche dannawalmuge izne dannawan I would like to express our gratitude to the team of experts from Estonia present here this evening. Your valuable insights, professional consultations, and input to this summit would help us pave our way forward more effectively in our digitalization journey. On behalf of the President, I thank you for the long hours of consultation and input you have provided to us. Special appreciation for Mr. Linar Vic, Member of Digital Council in the Office of President of Estonia and co-founder of E-Governance Academy for committing time to visit the Maldives and guide our team in making Maldives 2.0 a success. Thank you, Mr. Linar. Adi se fahar mi haflaya wadan devi kamattaka tiemmeha izzetterina marhabaya shukur dannawan algonge duaya ki mire mi taraf kurevinda Maldives 2.0 ge siyasta madama feshigen mida summit kamyab kamayaku tanfiz kurevigen gos mirajya ki digitalization ge dairang emme kuriyara fawa gawmugutuga mang Allah subhanahu wa taala evumuge he tawfiq minbar ko devum wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh
Shukriya, Minister. Thank you, Minister Ali Hussain. Mihaflaka Dem Wahak Furda Kawani, Office of the President of Estonia, Digital Council ge member, Adi Estonia ge e-Governance Academy ge co-founder, Mr. Lina Wick. It is now my privilege to introduce Mr. Lina Wick, member of the Digital Council at the Office of the President of Estonia and co-founder of the e-Governance Academy. Wadaganti Bevi Emeha Zetering, Mr. Lina Wick. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Lina Wick.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the broad audience gathered to this significant and memorable moment. I'm extremely privileged and proud to be present here and to be part of that Maldives 2.0 launching process. During the recent visit of your President to Estonia, we had a number of interactions between the two small countries, very similar to the paths, both recognizing that the biggest asset we have as a small countries in 21st century is a vision. Vision of where you want to be, who you want to become, what do you want to achieve, and make sure that it's a process starting today. Small steps every day make bigger impact than one big project once a year. Innovation in the public administration has many implications, mostly to the society. And I would like today to address different stakeholders, the international community here in the room, to convince them all that the process which has been started for the digital transformation of Maldives is something where Estonia once again reaffirms its support, willingness, and expertise to be part of this journey. No country can do it alone. It is always a partnership, and the international community, neighboring countries, international organizations play a critical role in succeeding this endeavor. My second address is to the leaders of the public administration. Digital transformation is not about buying computers and making broadband to your offices. It's not servers, it's not websites, it's not technology. It's about changing the way how your institutions and organizations work in 21st century. I have always said that information technology is like an amplifier, like the same microphone amplifier. If the noise which goes into the amplifier is a bad noise, it will be just very loud noise. So if the bureaucratic processes which we try to digitize are the same processes, it will be just amplified bureaucracy. This means that we need to revisit and revise the way how currently the work is done. And this is not the role of a one department, one ministry, but every minister, every head of department needs to be a digital champion and say, yes, I want my department to become digital. We have the skills, we have the best people working in our team, and we do it to make our services more efficient, more transparent, more accessible to people, especially taking into account a similar situation where also in Estonia people live in rural areas and don't want to get to the government offices. They just don't get access. If we are dispersed to different islands, it's a similar situation. If we want to access and give an access to the services to our people, the best and easiest way is via digital channels. And most important for all the public administration is the fact that good digital services increase the trust to your government, trust to your services, trust to your institution, trust to your country, and it makes your society more coherent and the one which believes to the joint future and makes it an effort not done by one department or one team, but there is a role for everybody to participate. Another very important anchor remains the good and excellent timing we are seeing at the moment within this digital transformation process. Yes, one may say that the vision to conclude and to get to the tangible results within the 3 years, maximum 5 years framework may look like a very quick sprint. However, when we divide that process into concrete steps within the roadmap, we can see that it's achievable. It's achievable where we have commitment. The importance of the leadership can't be underestimated. The importance of the vision can't be underestimated. And the most important part is to take small steps every day and make that as a priority, not for one department, but priority for everybody. Within this process, I strongly believe, not only based on the facts of the small countries who have carried out with the limited resources the digital transformation to the highest standards, but when we are looking to the current digital maturity level of Maldives, we see the next step as a very logical, integral part of the development of the society. Within that process, it's not 3 years, which is very bold and very big sprint, but it's a process where I strongly believe divided into roadmap segments, divided into tangible, achievable goals. It is something which could not only be done for the sake of Maldives, but also serve as an example for many other small nations having the same situation in 2025. And Maldives is not the only one. There are many governments who have the similar goals. And one common understanding is the technology is the same all around the world. The goals of the governments are similar. They all want the best for their society and for their people. But the roadmaps may differ. However, one common aspect of succeeding has always been committed leadership, dedication to the process, and focus on the end users, the societal benefits. This is why I also believe that Maldives 2.0, the digital transformation process we are witnessing as an ignition moment today, will succeed. It has to be successful, and it will be successful. thank you once again, and let me to conclude by once again reaffirming Estonian government willingness to be part of this journey as a mentor, as an advisor, as somebody who has done many mistakes, learned from the mistakes, and willing to share our stories and help Maldives to achieve its goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Linavik. Den Kuriangoti Haflage Emme Sharaferi number Kamawa Maldives 2.0 Digital Transformation Summit Ifthithaah Kurung. Me number Furihama Devo Mangedi Raisul Jumhuria Dr. Muhammad Moizu Garihung Warang Adabveri Kamaiku Darnawa. It is now my honor to invite His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Moizu, President of the Republic of Maldives, to officially inaugurate the Maldives 2.0 Digital Transformation Summit. Shukriya, Izzat Rais. Thank you, Your Excellency. Den Koreangoti Maldives 2.0 ke oniganda ege strategic vision ge overview hushala dinu. Minambar Furihama Koddevo mang edi TradeNet Maldives ke Managing Director Alpha Lila Saida Umar Gari hung edeng. We now invite Ms. Saida Umar, Managing Director of TradeNet Maldives, to present an overview of the Maldives 2.0 framework and the strategic vision it embodies. Vadaganti Bivim Mihai Zetering, Alpha Saida Omar. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Ms. Saida Omar.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And a very good evening to all of you. I'll start this presentation in English because there are many foreign dignitaries present here tonight. But however, the presentation will be delivered in Divahi. The slides which will be projected tonight will give an insight to His Excellency's digital transformation vision for the Maldives. So for the next 15 to 20 minutes, please bear with me. I'll take you through this journey. Aun Tibeflungi Kurumati med Hutti Mihiri digital rangung Divehi Rajang Ingilabi Bodati Badaltaki Genauma Sarukaru Wakin Hasaka Divirajage Izzateri Raisul Jumhuriage Isnem Gumating Ekuloade Fava Hasa Mashu Maldives 2.0 Ege Kurta Arafe Tibefuna Hushaladirumateka. Our member for the board be a Mashue Fashagin Kuria Dar Varagina Beflunge Hitugo Fede and Suwalaki Divehi Rajati Mifa the Badalaka Mifa the Kankan Kuruma Furihame Taya Rifato. Arming could a Gaumage Gotuga Hassel for Kure for Kantataka Balanama Miki Almana Nukureven Kamenu Technology Gadairaga Arming Hoda for Kamia Bitaka Usmin Taki Bainalakwami Fimergoes Faha Kule for the Kamia Bitake Telecommunication Gadairaga Almen Hasil Kurifawa, Kankamaki, Duniag Fimverga, Faha Kozavek for the Kamya Bitake. Me, Hamekeni, number Taki Gutuga, Tafasi Sap Taki Gutuga, Almana, Beleveka Shenwene, Miga Macha, Almengi Kurimagu, Batan Kuranga Bechehe. Me, Tafasi Sap Takung Alman Dakadeni, Rajeg, Gaim Kurifawa, telecommunication ge, me Bia infrastructure Kiga, digital Gina Masekatake Kuruma, Gaumati, Furihame, Tayarifaka. Hama AI Kwekiga, me Masekatuga, Almana Ufawa, උම්මීද ගෙනස්තේ අද හිව්වර ගෙනස්තේ එක්කමකි දිවෙහි රාජ්‍යයේ ජුවාන් ආබාදී තවදීමි ජුවාන් ආබාදියේ ගවුම්ගේ එබ ඔයි ඒ ආබාදියේ ෆොරිහම බේනු අල්මන කුරෙවිජනම ඩිජිටල් ජර්නීග මිදතුරුග අල්මන මති හර්ෆෙතක වාසලුමකි කුරෙවිදානකම රාජ්‍යයේ ජුවානුන්නකි ටෙක්නොලොජිගේ ඒකි මන්සතක ෆරිත social media ge mansata ka farita smart device ta gengole smart technology ta ka farita adi smart application ta forihame beenun kura ijadi masekata ka barde ekankama shawwerwa abadiyen oi gawme ehenkamu mikan almen balagane devehi zuwanunge mi hunarta taragi ko ekama gulun hori tawlima hunartan almenna zuwanuna for ko devijnama digital rongun almana kurimak battan kurumaki nukura veni kamenno ehemima mikankam mihen hurumaaki awna denneven ati digital rogun almen kuriya devma mi gaum mi rajati fakkave fe enames technology gotun raj kuriya rage mida diumuga almenna faha kurave ekamaki technology ya ara hamakurumuga divehi dawlatuge eki muassasatakun for ko de khidmat ara hamakurumuga adives warboda fahata jifa ekka ekan almen rangal kuran ebajehe tedemme khidmat rangal kurumuga sarkaruge dawlatuge waragina muassasatakun khidmat rangal kurumasha e muassasatuge hinguntan hardana kurumattaka digital platform ta waragina farmako e platform ta ge zariya khidmat demun ebagende alun kurakom by platform ta ge nanta kiyalanama OneGov Tradian, Favara, Banderi Pay, Mira ge tax ge nizam ta, pension ge social security nizam ta, mihe war ginang rajya ge gina kankol ta ka fetur gen dagota, khidmat de platform tange bahuri. E platform ta ge zariya divehi rayatunna, divehi viefaluerinna, war bodati fatli fasehata ke genes de fe bahuri. Ehennames almen gabul korenje en hagigata ki rajya ge gina muassasatoga adives beenun korave nizam ta ki waki nizam take gotuga hame keni e muassasatoge beenun taka beenun hi fegota farma kure fori nizam take ka en nizam anen nizama mashwara ko ehnune e system ane system muamalat ko data bado kureveni waram madu halatege ka mikam mihen otumu alumen rayitu hidmen hoda rayitun takrar kon e muassasaka de mawlumat eta muassasaka hushalan jehegota mi onna otumaki hidmen hoda rayitunna ambida famachat edum beenuwa vifari veriyaya me qawmuge iksodi taragiya invest kurante bi investorunna war bodu taklif ka vefonna kame gawm kuriyadam beenuwa nama mi visnun mi gengule goetta almen badul kurange bejehe ingilabi badale mikama genevige nuniya almenge hingumge oniganda almenge muassasatakun rayitunna for kodde khidmetta rayitum beenuwa gotaka battamen nukureven tedda dandawanama idari oniganu terega hori rettepa bureaucracy moola for mifada kankan istaha kurmattaka a visnuntaka a goittaka alme maseke kurange bejehe digital system daga tereng sala kalmen hidme deruga mihawre simawa immassadeki online kon almen application lumafaho e application vanuwa nengige gunan jehe faru madenno gulan hidmen hodan almen balayaruga mi jeheni almen on aamu nizam ge tereng halde nulibun komme muassasaiga danna rattesak ehenuniyam rattesege rattesak kurito bala egotun khidmet takan avas halde avas kamel dibeto bala mi kan onnen jehene gotenno mi kankam badaluan ebejehe rajega hidmen hoda aamu farudaka nizam ge terega ebeska hal gulumenne farataka faseha kamaku almenna khidmet dibene go ittaka dawlatuge muassasatakum khidmetta battan kurivige nuni rayitunge defada heverikame rayitunge defada khidmettaken almenna ka forgoshe nudeven e mikankan kuram beenuwa kama waanama almen eba jehe samanusuren almenna hame walta vifahori bodati massaltakan address kura miharu kantata tartibe famiyo gotun nukisar eta kamaka magutan huli febe corruption for the kankan almen nizam ge tereng lukalu mattaka nizam taka bodati badalta genes almen masake kura gottaka bodati badalta ke gennan ati ma bodav vesla sefa ehemwima raiso jumhuriya ge has isnenge umak miedu almen iftaah kurmu mida Maldives 2.0 mi mashruwaki tafaatu gotaka awulmen emmen guligen dawlatuge huriha muassasatake guligen divehi rayutunna awulmen forkodde khidmettaga bodati badaltake genomge e warugada azumga awulmen fasha mashruwe mashruwaki mi mashruwa awulmen himana kantatta tanfiz kurma ekiga awulmen hasil kuram beenuwa kankamaki awulmenge muassasatake miharavur smart ko hinga muassasataka badalwegen diu rayutunna awa sidmettekedde muassasatake gotuga awulmenge muassasata faahage wegen diu tafaat kurumen neti emmenge itubarude be khidmetta for kodde muassasatake gotuga awulmenge muassasata rayutun deku digital namaves physical namaves kiyuganu jehi hidmel libene gota computer ehannoniya mobile phone madu click kon hidmel libene gota huriha hidmettake design ko button ko egotan alumenge hidmetta farma kuru komme taako komme hisabega hona divehi rajitaka ves divehi viefari veriyekas investor ka ves fasehan hidmel libene gota interconnected nizam toge tereng hidme for ko denu lassu mennati natija niradeve gota alumenge hidmetta button ko for ko denu kankam waamvi gonnengi defu fenna nizam toge tereng natija niradeve gota hidmetta for ko denu ehenkamu Maldives 2.0 eki awulmenge kuriyan oy tasawwur awulmen technology gatun a zamanaka wasilumattaka awulmen ekwekiga guligen awulmen taaruf kura awulmen tanfiz kurane muhim mashruwe mi mashruwege masaketan awulmen kuriya gendiyumga awulmenna magu dakade maagandu ha asasi kantattaken ebe himene e asasi kantattoge terega awulmen emme iskameddene ekamaki mi mashruwatoge dashun 2.0 ge dashun kurave komme masekataki farma kurave komme platform ki komme technology ge wasiletaki defu fenna gota farma kurefawa audit kurave corruption na hulifa rata bandu kurave gota farma kurave nizam taki gudga uriha nizam ta battan kuru e geturu almen farma kura komme nizamaki qawmuge himene huriha rayitum ei nukoludun terkan hunna farata kavyas adi technology gotum ma boda ekama farita nu farata kavyas adi umburun duase farata kavyas huriya befurna tafat kurmen neti digital nizam ge terege ves khidmet for ko devegata farma kureve nizam taki gotuga ekankan yagin kuru timwana kamaka almen emmen guligen whole of government approach ga mihar mi fragmented siloed approach toge badalga systems toge badalga guligen raitunge labya manfaataka masekeko efada nizam tan almen gaim kura maseke kura hatarwana kamaka emme muhim kamen almen deni rayitun edefada rayitun beenu wafada khidmetake rayituna hame for ko dimataka emigota almengi khidmet re-engineer kurevigen khidmetan for ko denuma dengati digital nizam ek terega alme maseke kuraruga mi rakka kurave raytunge mawlumata adi qawmi mawlumata rakka terikama ku bedehette siyadati miniwanka alme na kashwar wagota efada data ta gengol wegatan almenge nizam tan hardana kuru hawana kamaka almen emmen guligen mi tayyar kura magushatuga himanane kantatta natija nirdevegota ekankaman iskan digen almenge masekete tartib kurma iskan dirumaki almen miga terega palane kanta mi dennevi asasi kantatdoge macha binako Maldives 2.0 ge magu chart ehenuniya almenge vision document almen base kurani ehenuniya bina kurani ag strategic pillar ge macha an kurugotaka mi strategic pillar tage macha balalana kuriyan oy summit ge deduhoge terega mi pillar tage dashun almen tafsili kardasta kama gulun huri sarkaruge muassasatakun hushalum gendan adekan kama gule gotun tafsil kon bahus kurevi gira befront tage khayal tan ege tere genevi gendan mi gotun Maldives 2.0 ge furtama pillar ge gotuga almen iskan digen kuran em masekataki digital identity mihar mi ben kura ifas zamane ko international mingantaka eggotan hardana ko almena itubar kureve transactions taka dimada diumattaka digital identity ge nizam mihar varam bodan hardana kuru devana kamaka almen em miskame digen kuran kamaki open data sharing ehennuniyam data exchange kurevene warugada nizamta dive rajye geno ingwada nawane rajyega miharis wargina platform tenge bori avun ham misalaka dannawana wangavge platform ga wargina sarkaruge muassasa tenge bori ekam almen beenuwa emme efficient hidme dinumattaka almen dimaefen emme bod genjumaki data exchange kurevene mechanism ta dive rajyega netumun e anna inefficiency ekam kan hallu kurmattaka almen nan eva beenuwe guligen data exchange kurevene ka platform ta genevi ege tereng system ane system muamala kurevene gotteken hoda ehme mi almen waran iskandigen masake kurane kame timwana kamaka almen emme iskandeni digitalization ge mi muhimmu masaketta kuraru almen dibenwa rakkaterikam gawmi femwariga dibenwa rakkaterikam eka shalumataka cyber security ge kankan hardana kurun adi ai kuga gawmi gotun almen dimaveda ekha lolun tako almenake vilumveri bay gotuga kuran jehen kankan ekashalu mattaka cyber security ge hunara almen infrastructure mihara burubada hardana ko e dairang almen kuriyak diu hatarwana kamaka almen emme iskan dene kamaki digital mi masaketta kurumga almen dimaifawa emme bode gonjehumaki itubara ko hidume dinuman almen dimaifan emme bode gonjehumaki miyan ekashigenwa ganuni framework tannetu ehemi ma awa speed ga almana beenwa muhimu gaanunta data privacy and protection act cyber security act ade miige iturum west digital masakettaka almen bar speed gendiumattaka raitunge itubar mikama genawmattaka beenwa gaanunta viha west awa speed ege genawmaki almen iskandige kurane kantatta ade mi gaanunta ki almen technology ge daira mikura investment ta deme hettani gotega kuriya gendiumasha adi raitunge itubar nizam taka ginawmattaka asasi gaanunta kawati me gaanunta vihaves avha fas kurmaki almen eg haas samalkam digin kurane kantattake faswana kamaka almen emme iskam deni dawlatge me nizam ge terega technology ge zari wasiletta beenukogen alme mi ekkureve zati mawlumatta rakkaterikama himayaterikama belehettumge iturun ekankan kashwarko rakka kurave ne fahuge jeevtaka rakka kurmattaka beenumwa sovereign infrastructure sovereign cloud himane gotgumatin e infrastructure gaim kuruma korenje he maseketta kuru avwana kamaka citizen centric e government services mi almen waran iskandegen kurane kame mi mihar almen masake kurum midagoy waki mose satakun e mose satoge beenuntakan ekane visnagen hidmet dinmuge badaluga rayitu mihage hidmen hoda mihage lensun hidmetta farma kurma almen muhim iskameddi vi warakun hidmetan efural kogen hidmetta for ko dinman almen hasa samal kame mi mashruge dashun dena dengati rayituna gulun huri eki dairatakun gennen jehe ijadi kurerma technology gotun gennen jehe kurerun taka khasa iskameddigen kuren jehe maseketta kurun migotun miyahar khas iskamed devwagen kuriye genda wagata raisul jumhuriya ni mafre sector toge terega health sector ya education sector ya adi finance sector ya bahimene ehema mi dairatakun khasa mashrutake kuriye gengas rayituna mi dairaen e beenumwa hagigi guifasihata dibeka halgotaka mun nizam ta battan kuruma alme khas samal kam digen khas mashrutake mi hartare kuriya gendana dengati digital gotan alme mikura biya bodu masekkattuga miige manfa divehi vifaritaka daanagata IT profession daanagata almenge nizam battan kuruma korinje hen emha masekkattakuru ehem wima mikamge terega almen kurenje emme bod ekkamaki sarkarge mosesataka private sector guligen kurwen hori kantettaki ko bato bala emaga magfahi kurmattaka kurenje ekashalanje siyasattaka tanfiz kurenje project almen denegatu ehem kamun Maldives 2.0 ge mi biya mashru almen horiha mosesatake gulige mi fashumge emme bode beenumaki digital first nation naka almen diumattaka almen emmen guligen kura warugada dature digital first day almen mi buna bahuge maane ki miga almen komme mosesa yakum wes khidme dinumuga mosesa tan hingumuga digital going iskuru ekankan egatan ikhtiyar kuru digital only women no digital only umaki almen inclusivity ya dur danakame ehwema digital first approach ekun dawlat ge huriha muassasat ge hingum battaka awme ki hagigi imanaga digital first nation ka badaluma awme mikura daturuga mikam isnanga wa huriha befuna ki ga sarkar ge dawlat ge huriha muassasat baruma awun dawat arwam awun ge wahak kol kurkulana shukriya.
Thank you, Ms. Saida Umar. Dengoti Divehirajage Raisul Jumhuria, Dr. Muhammad Moizge Wahakat Fuldekahum. I now invite His Excellency, President Dr. Muhammad Moizu, to deliver the keynote address of the evening. Vadagante Bivemha Izetering, Divehirajage Sete Raisul Jumhuria, Dr. Muhammad Moizu. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency, President Dr. Muhammad Moizu.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رئيس الجمهورية جناب الأستاذ حسين محمد لطيف، رئيس مجلسه عزت الرئيس عبد الرحيم عبد الله، उत्तम फंडियार उस्ताद अहमद मोतसिम अदनान, एस्टोनिया के ऑफिस ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट के आदि डिजिटल काउंसिल के मेंबर आदि ई गवर्नेंस एकेडमी के को-फाउंडर मिस्टर लीनार विक, दौलत के वजीर उन्ना, रही तमाशो के इज्जत मेंबर उन्ना, वडागन तिब्बेवी एम्हा एके की मुअस्ससात का कुंफुनित का प्राइवेट सेक्टर आदि खिदमत दे एक मुअस्ससात का ऑफिस तहोगे वेरिंग सिटी तहोगे मेयरुं एक लोकल काउंसिल तहोगे बेफुरुं आदि जुमला को मितनुगा वडागन तिब्बेवी एम्हा इज्जतरिंग बेरु कौम तहोगे सफीरुं एक इंटरनेशनल बॉडी तहोगे मेंबरुं मी जलसा दुरागातुं बल्लवा अडोसवा एम्हा लोब्यति रायितुं अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुह। आद मेरे आउटमें मिफशनी वर उम्मीदी ततुरे आउटमेंगे कावमुगे मुस्तकबल बट्टन कुरुमुगा वर मुहिम मसक्केतके फशा फेशुमे आवणु मिदियाहारो यूएनगा वाहक दक्कमुं एलान कुरिंग इरादुकुरविया दिवेहि राज्य के तरक्की के रास्ता हुरी देहा 40 वनहर वन्नेरुगा मी कावमकी तरक्की वेफावा डेवलप्ड नेशंस तवगे तेरेगा गुणालेवे गावमका आउटमें हदंगस्तु कुरमे ए दिवेहि रायितुं मी कुरा मसक्कतकी कुरा उम्मीदकी आजुमकी ए रास्ता या दाम बलायरुगा मी कावमुगा ए बहुरी वरग्गिन कंततके रांगळु कुरंजे तरग्गी कुरंजे आदि ईजादु कुरा नोनिया गावमं इतुरु कुरंजे मिकंकमुगे तेरेम बलायरुगा गावमुगा हुरी एक मसलतन हल्लु कुरुं वेसेबे गावमुगा हुरी नुरंगळु आदत रंगळु कुरुं वेसेबे हिमेने मिहेंगोस वाशा जेहे गोतेग्गा मी गावम तरग्गी कुरुमकी मिदेन्नवि रास्ता द्युमुगा माण हुरी गोतेग्गा अवुन कंकं कुरानम कुरंचे मिंगडकी वाशा जेहे गोतुं अवुन मिं गावम तरग्गी कुर मिहम बलारुगा कुबातो अवुन में तेरेगुरी मस्सतही बलालारुगा एम्मे बोडो एक्कमकी करप्शन के बाबा मी देबस नुवेन हकीकते खिदुमत दिनुमुगे तेरेगा रायितुना खिदुमत दिनुमुगे तेरेगा आदि जुमलकों हम मुली निजाम के तेरेगा वेस मी गावमुगा मी बाबा एबे मी बाकी मी गावमुगे कन्यनो මුළු දුනියකස් මස්සලේ එනවස් අවුඩුමෙන් මේ කවම good governance කෙතරෙන් ගෙන් ගොස් අවුඩුමෙන් රයිතුන්න දේම් බේනුවා එම්ම මතී ඛිදුමයි දෙෆු ෆෙන්න ගොතුග අවස් මිනුග ෆුරිහමය ඒගේ එම්මෙ රංගලෝ මින්වරුග දේම් බලයාරුග මි වබෑන් කවම සලාම කුරංච නුනියා මදු කුරංච හේම මස්සල මි ගොතුම් බලයාරුග කවමුගේ නිසාම් මිහාරු මිහිඟා ගොයි බදලු නොකෝ මිකම සලාම වෙකන්නේ ඉන්සානුන් එක ජාතුග කංකම් කුරෑරුග අතුග බාරෙන් ඔවෙච්චිය නුනිය කංකම එක්සස් වෙවෙඤ්ඤා කංකමුග තෙරේග අම වරක් ගින මිහුණ කුරවේ කමකි අමිල නෆ්ස් කුරවෙනි කොරප්ෂන් එක සබුන ඉතුරු වෙනි එමිම අමිල්ලේ කුර කංකම් කුරුමුග ෆුර්සතු මදුවා මින්වරේ මි ඩිටර්මයින් කුරණි ඛිදමත් දිනුමුගේ නිසාම්ගේ තරේ කොරප්ෂන් නැතිකෙන් දා මින්වරු එයිම ඩිජිටලයිස් කුරවෙගෙන් දා මින්වරකුන් මුලි නිසාම් ඛිදමත් දිනුමුගේ නිසාම් මුලි කවමුගේ හුරිහා මසක්කතේගේ නිසාම් එයි මුලි දවුලෙන් එක්කෝ හිමිනේ ගොතෝ ඩිජිටලයිස් කුරවි හියුමන් ඉන්ටර්වෙන්ෂන් කුඩ කුරවන වරකුන් කොරප්ෂන්ගේ වබයින් සදාමේ කුරවෙන් අවුන් වරන් උෆා කුර මිතනුගා මියදෝ දවලතුගේ තිම් බාරුගේ වෙරින් අයිතු මජ්ලිස් උත්තම ෆණ්ඩියාරු ජුඩිෂරියා මජ්ලිහා මිතනුගා රිප්‍රෙසෙන්ට් කරවම එම් ඉස්බෙෆ්ලුම් එදෙස් බාරුගේ වෙරින් තිබ්බෙවිති ආදී එහෙනි හැ මිනිව මොසසාතෝගේ බෙෆ්ලුම් තිබ්බෙවිති බැංකුත ප්‍රයිවට් සෙක්ටර් සරුකාරුගේ වුසාරාත මුලි දවලතුගේ එකී ෆරාත හාජර් වඩන් තිබ්බේ මී එම්මෙන් එකොගා එකෙච්ච කියා අතු ගුලාදයාගෙන් තෙදුවේ නත්තාලෙ විදානේ වබයි කොරප්ෂනක එම ඩිජිටලයිස් කුරුමුගේ මි මසක්කතුගේ අවගණුගේ එම්මෙ මෑගණු එක් මක්සදකි මි කවමුන් කොරප්ෂන්ගේ වබා නත්තාලු ඉරඩිකේට් කුරුම් එහෙවිම එම්මෙන් එකෙච්ච කියා අවගණුමෙන්ගේ මි කවමු තරග්ගී වෙෆාවා කවමෙක්ගේ ගොතුගේ හෙදුම මි ෆෂාෆාවා මසක්කතුගේ කොරප්ෂන් නත්තාදෙන් ජෙ නත්තාදඤ්ඤා කවමුගේ මියයි නිසාම් හිංගම නිසාම් එබල්ච ඩිජිටලයිස් කුරා අර සාෆු වර දෙෆු ෆෙන්න මස්සදෙක මිගොතුම් බලයාරුග මුලි දුනියේග එම්මෙ ෆුරිහමය ඩිජිටලයිසේෂන් ගේ කංකන් හාසිත කොෆාවයි කවමකි එස්ටෝනියා අවුන් වරන් ශුකුරකම කීග දන්නවන් එස්ටෝනියාගේ රයිස් අවුඩ දවොත් දෙව්වා අවුඩ දෙවි ෆුර්සත් ඒ ගවම මියහරු කුරිකොළු අවුඩ රස්මී දතුරෙන් හැම ජස්සා දවොත් දෙව්වා අවුඩ දීපු ෆුර්සත් දෙවි දෙම්මග මිතනුග ලිනාර් මිස්ටර් ලිනාර් විදාවල දෙවි ඒ කවමුග කංකම් හාසිල් කුරුමුග දිය ජර්නි අදි මිරේ අවුඩ ෆහෝ එබෙකන්නේගේ එජෙන්ඩාග වර මුහිම ಐಟಮೆಂ ಎಬೆ ಎಬೆ ಫ್ಲೊಂಗೆ ಫರಾಪುಳು ವಾಹಕ ಫ್ಲೊ ದೆಕ್ಕವು ಆದೆ ಏಕವಮಕಿ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ ನತ್ತಾಲುಮುಗೆ ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್ ಗ ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಕುರಿಗುಳೆ ಎಕ್ಕವು ಏಯ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಗ ಎಹಾ ಕುರಿ ಹೋದಾ ಫೋತಿಂ ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಗ ಆಜಮ್ ಹೋರಿ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ ಅದೆಕೊಳ ಮಸೈ ಕುರುಮುಗ ವರದ್ ದೆಫುಫೆನೆ ವರಂ ಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ನಿಜಾಮೆ ಕಾಯಂ ಕೊರೆ ಫವಾ ಗಾವಮೆ ಅವಡುಮೆನ್ನ ආබාධය ගොතුම් වෙස් එහා බොඩ තෆාතෙන්නේ අවුරුමෙන්ගේ කවමවර දෙගුණ ආබාධි බොඩි ගෑ ගඩක 1.2 මිලියන් මිහුන් වලදී ගෑ ගඩක එබේ ෆලුන්ගේ කවම මිහදාහමයන් ඈරුග තරගී කොෆා වනි මි ඩිජිටලයිසේෂන් ගේ ජර්නි ගේ තෙරේග විස්සක ෆන්සවි කහරු තෙරේග එතක් කම කඩත් කොගෙන් හාසිල් කොෆා හාසිල් කුරුන්ත අවුරුමෙන්න හිස්සා කුරවවා අවුරුමෙන්ගේ මි කවමග මිහාරමි දෙමෙගා ප්‍රෙසෙන්ටේෂන් ಗ ದೆಕ್ಕಿಗೆನ್ ದಿಯ ಏಕಿ ಕಾಲ ವಾಕಿ ಸೈಲೋ ಕುರೈ ಫೋರಿ ವಾಕಿ ವಾಕಿ ನಿಜಾಮ್ ತೆ ಬುರೆ ಕಿ ತಂತಾಗ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕು ಗ ಸೆ ಬುರೆ ಏಕಿ ಮೊಸಸತ ಗೆ ಬುರಿ ಏಗೊ ದೂ ಕೊಲ್ಲ ಎಮ್ಮೆನ್ ಎವ್ಯು ಗೆ ಕಂ ಆಸ್ ರೈತುಂ ಅಬದು ಎಗ್ ಮೌಲುಮಾತೆ ಹಿಸ್ಸಾ ಕುರನು ಜಹಿ ವರ ಸೀಮ್ಲೆಸ್ ಫಸೆಹ ನಿಜಾಮ್ ಗೆ ತೆರೆಂ ಮುಳಿ ಕೌಮುಗೆ ಖಿದುಮತ್ ದಿನು ಗುಳ್ವಾಲೆ ವೆ ನಿಜಾಮ ಕದ್ದಾ ಎಸ್ಟೋನಿಯಾಗೆ ಕಂ ಹಾಸಿಲ್ ಕೊಫಾ ಗೊತಕ್ ಕುರಂಗ ಅವನು ಮೆಮ್ಮಿ ದೆಗವಂ ಗುಳಿಗೆ ಮಸಕ್ಕೆ ಮಿಫೆಶಿ එකවට්ටක එස්ටෝනියාගේ රයිස් අල කරිස්ස අදි එස්ටෝනියාගේ සරුකාර අදි මිකමුග එහිතරිකන් දෙව්වා සරුකාරක හුරිහා බෙෆුන් අවුණුගේ හිතුගේ එම්මෙ ෆුම්මිනුම් ෆෆෂන් ශුකුර් ගන්නවා ආද ඩිජිටලයිසේෂන් ගේ තෙරෙන් කොරප්ෂන් නත්තාලේ වෙන වර බොඩ තනු අවුන් මෙන් කවමුග මි කොරප්ෂන් ගේ වබාසලා වෙන ඛිදුමෙ දිනුමුග ඔෆිස් තක එකියක මොසස තවුග ඛිදුමෙ දිනුමුග මි නිසාම් ගායම් කරවෙගෙන් දියුමුන් වර බොඩ දෙෆු ෆෙනගෙන් දාන අවුන් මෙන් ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් ගේ තෙරේග වර ගින මයිල්ස්ටෝන් තන් හුන්නන කුරියන් මෙ තින් ආහර දුහ බහාලයාගෙන් අවුන් මෙන් කණ්ඩාලා මි වරන් ඇම්බිෂස් එහෙනමස් achievable mi target ke tagu terega ekkamaka miharumi beenun kura id card smart digital ehennama sama atu gonna id card ka card digital services tan himenigenda card ka badal kurun ham estonia ga beenun kura gota badal kurun himenigenda e card ki huriya khidumata beenun kurumaga libigatumaga emihage id card adi muli sarukara khidumedde nizam togu tere himene huriha mawlumat ekuga gula lifawa nizam gaim kuru hame kawmuga gaim kufawa gota mige terega wan cyber security intihaya rangaluko demek presentation gas dekki gendiya fada eba e daira warugot kuru himene gende evima awurmenge mi khidumatuge nizam warugot kurevi corruption ge wabain duru kurevi avas kurevi defu fenna waraka awurmenge terega wara boda kankamuga natija hasil kurevi waru avassegen dana mawlumatu hodumuga ves ega kuriyarun libigende estonia ki muli duniyega ves press freedom ga devanaya emme matigo ekawum devana ittifaaqenno awunu beenun divehi rajya ves eta daraje macca kuren men harto genda mawlumat hissa kurma mawlumat libidinumuge press freedom ga divehi rajya eta gune rangalu kura mati kuran agunu beenu ekan kurumuga ves mi nizam digitalize kurumaki hama guli lame hifai kame dekanta wakinu kurave kame ehema mi maqsadta mihiri mi gawmaki warabbodan huluifawa mawlumat fasehan libe zimma darukama ki khidumedde waran avasminuga khidumedde gawmaka khidum hedumuge azumuga mi masake kurumuga ehema mi masake awunu mi fashani waran ma maqsadtai awunmenge gawmu taraggi gefawa gawmaka hadairuga hamekeni bodet imaratake nombe bani ei waran muhimu kame taraggi ge rastaga राज्य का बेनुम वे एक ही कहाला आई लेवे उम्रानी तरगी मशरूता बेनुम वाण स्कूल हॉस्पिटल आदि एक ही कहाला ब्रिज तका बंदर तका मागु तका हुरिया जिस बेनुम वे हुरिया कमस बेनुम वे हम यह कीगा एवरे वाकी उसमिन कुड़ा कमे नो आवड़मेंगे काउमुगा करप्शन नत्ता लुमकी वाकी उसमिन कुड़ा कमे नो आवड़मेंगे हिंगुमुगा निजाम हरदना कुरुमकी वाकी उसमी कुड़ा कमेन्नु देफुं फेन्ना आवस्मिनुगा हिदुमे देवे एव्वेस काल बेरिये एन्नति मौलुमात फसेहन लिबे हरदना निजाम कायम कुरुमकीस अन्नु लेवे तरग्गी के तक कमें आवड़ में गावमुगा तारफ कुरुमुगा मसक्केनु तो फशामिदानी गावमुगे होरी इज्तिमाई ये तक कमें हल्लु कुरुमसक्के बस फशानु तो मिदानी awurmenge sihhata libe gellun takun salam kuruma web manako generational brain nang awurmenge suwan kudin dumfat istimal kurum duru kuruma fasham mulani bodu imaratennu ehennamas imaratege bodu minavure waki egen elibe hasil kore natija kudennu awurmen terega drug beenun kuruma ekikala mara marita hinguma मिकन कमो में मुझतमा साफ कुरमा मिकुरा मसकत की वाकी इमारत के उसमिन अवरे उसमिन कुड़ा नतीजा नुकुन कमेन्नु भाषा जेहे मानवी आदि अल्लेवे तरग्गी एही मानहुरी देमेहट्टने तरग्गी की काउमंग हे ओदन्या ගෞමුදක ලෝබවඤ්ඤා රයිතුන් දෙක හගේගේ ලෝබවඤ්ඤා කංකම් කුරංජේ ගොතකි ඒකම් අවුණ ගබුල් කරන්නේ අවුණ යගේ ඉන්දේ හුරියාරිතස් ගබුල් කරන්නේ එහෙම මියදු මි ෆෂා අවුණ මෙන් එම්මෙගේ මෂ්රූ දෙවි රාජ්‍ය 2.0 සොමෙ මොල්ඩිස් 2.0 එකි අවුණ මෙන්ගේ මෂ්රූ දිවේ රයිතුන්ගේ මෂ්රූ අවුණ මෙන් එම්මෙ මි එම්බ්‍රේස් කරම් වි බලයා ගන්නම් වි resistance to change ki natural kame ei hama natural kame kommega omega sonna kame ei kuriga kame kuramun diyoge du kolla a gotaka badalumaki ei emiyo kubber korenje kame no office taw kamkan kuramun diyoge du kolla mulin digitalize kurevegen diyumaki ekamuge terega e zaman wanden ekgotaka kuramun diya mihunge terega hama unda gotake hunnane go du kolla ekamuge ei helun teri kurevi tamrinu devi ekamuge tere fasehe gende wen kanta em awunwen emmen ekuga mimasekke feshomun awurmen komme miheka mi kod deveni awurmen nattaka government taka waram hemukam mikamattaka khasa legislative basaketake kurane buri qanun ta genne buri mi bodo mashruwa khasa qanunaka ege tereng wakiweki qanun ta annan ama awurmen ta tajriba hodani estonia odaage awurmen ge gawma fete awurmen mahola fete qanun ta mi daur mi aharu terege radu praviya rajul majhu teren viha savaka fas kur maskawne kuriya gentani erum huriya farata mige tere shamilumuga wara fasir gende misalaka local council ta awurmenge khidmat dirmuga wara gina raitunna emme gatuma sekura beki local council ge nizam la markazi nizam awurme fasha ganne iruga wes local council taka ekuga masakke fasha ganna awurme nimaf miyoti awurme fasha ganne iruga wes judiciary ekko mikam khidmat to tere mikam tere ga bari wegen kuriyadda awuno gastu kurani awurme fasha ganne iruga wes raito majdi hoge dairam wes mikam tere ga bari wegen kuriyadda nimaf miyani adi jumla kon hama huriya industry tawes mige tere ga mulila megen dagota ade sarukaruge hingumuge nizama balaruga dawlatuge hingumu nizama terega digitalization ge muli journey awurmenge mi kandala fawa tasawwura kuriyenga tingahara bage terega hasilwegen daru office tawga khiduma dirmuga mozafunna bes warabodotanu eba fasehegende ade office tibegen khiduma denje mozafun ge adadu warabodotanu madwas kurumuk fosat libegende awunuge ummidaki adi mitanuga miedu kanda neeli namas emmen gulige mimasakke kaamyab kurave minbarakum awunuge ummidaki dehas ashavis wanaharu feshe hisabun muli dawlatuga miharu khidmatuga maseh kuramunda salis gagandaka salis nuahas mozafunge tere timba ko lebbe mozafun kandele waki usulege tereng work from home gega tibegen hama kanuni usulge tereng kandele fon mingadu tahe tereng mase kuragu tabado kuru hafta ko 30 gadir noni kandele waki wagutakka wagut hama kurang ofihan au ege tere himene gota gega tibegen kommehen khidmata ofihan annan che tibet misalaka sihi khidmat tereng mihengos waki farata ke tibena kommen annan jena tawlimi daira pada ehnuni jumla ko mule khidmato ke nizam ke terega mase kura gagana ka salis nuahas khidmat teri masak ke terenga matibi mige teren timba ko lebba midanne gota badal kuri hasil kurave tak kame bhuri ege terega muli sarukaru go overhead cost koda koda evvesaraka efficiency dashanno efficiency iturwani defu fendavar iturwani ರೈತರಿಗೆ ಹಗ್ಗುತ್ತ ಮತಿವಣಿ ದಿಬೆ ಮೆಂಬರು ಹೇಗಿತ್ತುರ ಕಾರುಬಾರು ಬಡು ತಂತನ ಬಲ್ಯಾರು ಮಾಲೆಯ ಮಿಸಾದಕ ಬಲ್ಯಾರುಗ ಮಾಲೆಗ ಮಗುಮತೀಗ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಎತ್ತನಕು ಕುಡಕುರೆಗೆಂದೆ ತೊಜ್ಜೆ ಮೆಂಬರು ಕೂಡವೆಗೆಂದೆ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಎಮಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಿ ಬೇರುವ ಗೇಸ್ತ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ತ ದೂಮುಗ ಸವಗಿತುರುವ ಮೆಂಬರು ಕುಡಕುರ ವೆಸ್ಫರ್ ವರ್ಬುಡು ಕಾಮಿಯಾಬಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಸಿಲ್ವೆ ಆಫೀಸ್ ತಕ ದಾಂಜೆ ಮುಜಫಂ ಮದುಕುರೆ ಮೆಂಬರಕು ಏ ಅಮಾದ ಸಾಸಿದ ಕುರೆವೇಣಿ miedu mi fasha daturu mi daturu awurmen emmen guligen emme kecce kiya අවුරු මි කණ්ඩාලා මින්ගඩ එක්ගොත හාසිල් කරවේ මින්බරකෝ අවුන් වර දෙකෙන් බේනු මිදෙන්නවි තාරිහුම් ෆෙෂිගෙන් දෙහස අශාවිසනහර ෆෙෂේ හිසාබු ඒ මින්ගඩ හාසිල් කරවේ તો බල අවුන් එම්මේ කෙච්ච කියා වසේ කොෆේ යගේ එකක් කරවේ ඒ මිෆද එත කාමියාබි තකේ මීග තෙරේග අවුන් මෙන්න හාසිල් කරවෙන් ඔයි මුහිම්ම ජර්නිය මි ෆෂණි මියදු ඒ මිකමුග අවුන් මෙන් එම්මේ කෙච්ච කියා අවුන් මෙන් ගවමන් කරප්ෂන් නත්තාදා අවුන් මෙන්ගේ කවමකී ದುನಿಯೇಗ ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಬದಯಾಗಣ್ಣ ಫೆಂವರುಗ ಹುರಿಹಾ ಕಂತತ್ತಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿದುಮೆದ್ದಿರುಮ ಹಿಂಗುಮುಗೆ ನಿಜಾಮ ಹುರಿಹಾ ಕಮೆ ಮೈಗವಮಕಂ ಹೆದುಮುಗ ಅವನು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಅತುಕುರಿಕ ಒಳಾದಮಕಿ ಅವನು ಹುರಿಹಾ ಮಸಕ್ಕೆತ್ತೆರಿನ್ನ ಹುರಿಹಾ ರೈತನ ಅವನು ಗೋವಾದಮೆ ಇರಾತು ಕುರವಿಯ ಮಿ ಮಸಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನು ಮೆನ್ನ ಕಾಮಿಯಾಬ್ ಕುರವೇನೆ ಮೀ ಅವನು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಎಮ್ಮೆಂಗೆ ಉಮ್ಮೀದು ಕಮುಗ ಅದಿ ಅವನ ಮಂಗ ಅಜುಮ್ ಕಮುಗ ಖಂಡೇಳುಮಕಿ ಅವನು ಎದೆ ಎದುಂ ಅದಿ ಯಗಿಂ ವೆಸ್ ಅವನು ಕುರ ಕಮೆ ಎಯಿ ಮೀಗ ದೆಬಸ್ವಾಂಜೆ ಕಮೆ ಅವನ ಹೈಗೊತಗಸ್ನು ಫೆನ್ನಾತಿ ಅವನ ಮಂಗ ಗವಮ ಕುಡ ಗವಮಕ ವೈರುಗ ಮಿದೆನ್ನವಿ ಗೊತ್ತ ಡಿಜಿಟಲೈಸ್ ಕುರವಿಗೆ ದಿಯಾಮ ಹುರಿಹಾ ಖಿದುಮತೆ ಡಿಜಿಟಲೈಸ್ ಕುರವಿ ಎಕ್ಕೊ ಗುಳಿದಾಮ ಹಿಫಾವಾ ನಿಜಾಮೆ ಗಾಯಂ ಕುರವುನೀಮ ಹಿದುಮೆ ಲಿಬಿಗಣ್ಣ ಮಿಹಾಂಗೆ ಲಿಬೆ ಫಸಿಹ ಕಮ ಅದಿ ಹಿದುಮೆ ದೇ ಮಿಹಾಂಗೆ ಲಿಬೆ ಫಸಿಹ ಕಮ ಮಿ ಹುರಿಹಾ ಕಮ ವೆಸ್ಮಿಗೆ ತರ ಹಿಮೆನೆ ಕಮ ಕವ್ವಾರುಗ ಮೀಗ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಗೆಲ್ಲುಮೆ ವೈವೆಸ್ ಕಮೆ ನುಫೆಣ್ಣ ಕಮ ಕವ್ವಾರು ಒತಿ ಹುಸ್ ಕಾಮಿಯಾಬಿ ಕಮ ವ್ಯಾರುಗ ಅವಳು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಎಮ್ಮೆಂಗ್ ಮಿ ಗಾವಮು ಮಿ ಮುಹಿಮ ಮಶ್ರೂಯಾಗೆನ್ ಕುರಿಯ ಗೆಂದಿಯುಮಗ ಹಿಸಾಬ ಗೆಂದಿಮ ಅತುಕುರಿ ಒಳಾದಮ ಕಿ ಅವನು ದಿವೆ ಹುರಿಯಾ ಲೊಬೆತರೈತುನ್ನ ಮಿರೆ ಗೋವಾದಮೆ ಅವನು ಯಗೀನ್ ಕುರಣಿ ಅವನು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಎಮ್ಮೆಂಗ್ ಅವನು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಮಿಗಾವಮ ವಶಾ ಜೆಹೆ ತರಗ್ಗಿಯಂ ಹಾಸಿಲ್ ಕುರುಮುಗ ದೇಹಾ ಸಾಳಿಸ್ವರ್ಣ ಅಹರ ಅಹಮದ್ ದಾರು ಗೌಮ ತರಗ್ಗಿ ಫಾವ ಗೌಮ ತವಗೆ ತೆರೆಗ ಹಿಮಣಮ ಮಿಕುರ ಮಸಕತುಗ ಕುರಿಯ ಮಿಯ ತಿಂಗಹಾರ ಬೆ ಹತರು ಹರ ದೋ ತೆರೆಗ ಮಿ ಗೌಮ ಮಿ ಡಿಜಿಟಲೈಸ್ ಕುರವಿ ಹಿಂಗು ನಿಜಾಮ ವರಗದು ಕುರುಮುಗ ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಕತಿಗನೆ ಗೊತ್ತುಗ ಕುರಿಯ ದಿಯು ಅವನಿಗೆ ದುವಾಯಕಿ ಅವಳು ಮೆನ್ ಮಿಕುರ ಮಸಕ್ಕೆತ್ತವುಗ ಬರಕ ಮಿಂಬರ್ ಕುರವು ಅವಳು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಮಿಕೌಮ ಉಫಾಫಾಗತಿ ಕಮ ತರಗ್ಗಿ ಮಿಂಬರ್ ಕುರವಾಶ್ ಆಮೀನ್ ವಮಾ ತೌಫೀಕ್ ಇಲ್ಲಾ ಬಿಲ್ಲಾಹಿ ಅಲೈಹಿ ತವಕ್ಕಲ್ತು ವ ಇಲೈಹಿ ಉನೀಬ್ ವಸ್ಸಲಾಮು ಅಲೈಕುಂ ವರಹಮತುಲ್ಲಾಹಿ ವಬರಕಾತು
ಶುಕ್ರಿಯಾ ರೈಸ್ ದಿವೆಹಿ ರಾಜ್ಯಗೆ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಣಿಕ್ ಫಾಂಟಿಗೆನ್ ಗುಳುವ ತಸವುರ ಏಕಮಟ್ಟಕ ದೆವ್ವ ಎಬ್ಬಾರುಲುಮ ಇರ್ಷಾದ್ ನುಹಣು ಇಖ್ಲಾಸಿರ್ ಕಮಾಯಕ್ ಫಾಹ ಕುರಂ. Thank you, Your Excellency, for your inspiring words and for your unwavering commitment to the digital transformation of the Maldives. Then Korean lessons from Estonia's digital journey ke panel discussion. Mi panel moderate ko devani dakhili salamata fanniyata behe wuzara ke State Minister Dr. Mohammad Kinanat. Next, we move on to tonight's panel discussion on lessons from Estonia's digital journey. The panel will be moderated by Dr. Mohammad Kinanat, Minister of State for Homeland Security and Technology. Me panel ka Dr. Mohammad Kinanat ko bar wadaganawani. Joining him on the panel are Mr. Linavik, member of the Digital Council, Office of the President of Estonia, and co-founder of E-Governance Academy, Estonia. Ms. Elsa Nime, senior cybersecurity expert and member of E-Governance Academy. Ms. Jana Krimpe, founder and CEO of Best Solutions Estonia, digital identity, e-governance, and cross-border e-trade expert. And Ms. Kedi Walba, CEO of Actors and e-governance solutions provider, expert in digital transformation, and the Vice President of the Estonian ICT Association and member of E-Governance Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Mohammad Kinanat and our distinguished panelists to the stage.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. It is my great pleasure to welcome all distinguished delegates and invitees to this panel discussion on lessons from Estonia digital journey. The Republic of Estonia is known for its digital advancements. Tonight, we will explore Estonia's digital transformation and how Maldives can adopt similar measures to become a technology-driven nation. Let me introduce our distinguished panel members from Estonia. Mr. Linavik, member of Digital Council, Office of the President of Estonia, co-founder of E-Government Academy of Estonia. Linavik is an Estonian information technology scientist, entrepreneur, and IT visionary expert. He is one of the key architects behind Estonia's digital society. He co-founded the E-Governance Academy, advising over 40 different countries on digital transformation, and played a central role in developing Estonia's e-government and e-signature systems. Linavik has written over 120 articles and 10 reports, mostly on the topic of knowledge-based economy and implications of information society, as well as been instrumental in the rapid development of Estonia computer network infrastructure, as well as Estonia's internet voting and e-signature projects. Ms. Elsa Nime, E-Government Academy cybersecurity expert. Ms. Elsa Nime is a senior cybersecurity expert at the E-Governance Academy. Prior to her, she served as a legal advisor at the NATO. Previous experience, board member and first chief executive of the foundation, focusing on cyber research, development and training. Worked with Estonia Information Systems Authority on developing national cyber legal system and providing legal support to CERT and supervision efforts. Let me introduce the third panelist, Mrs. Jana Krimpe. Mrs. Jana Krimpe is a visionary in e-government and digital identity and e-signature technology. She has advised two presidents of Estonia and has over 15 years of experience in implementing innovative ICT solutions, earning an international reputation for success. Some of the achievements and recognition she has got recognized by the Financial Times and Google as the top 100 change makers. She is listed in the US-based One World Identity top 100 digital identity influencers worldwide. Yana is the recipient of the Executive Award in the Master Woman SME Leaders Award. She is also selected among the top 100 women of the future. My fourth panelist is Ms. K.D. Valba. She is the CEO of Actor, Estonian software development company, X-Road. Ms. K.D. is the CEO of Actor, a leading Estonian software development company renowned for its contribution for Estonia's pioneering e-government backbone, X-Road. Under her leadership, Actor has become a key player in delivering e-governance solutions, specialized in digital transformation, secure data exchange, critical infrastructure across finance, defense, and homeland security. Over 15 years of operation, nearly 30 years of e-governance experience, Actor has successfully exported large-scale digital government systems worldwide. Welcome to all panel members who have traveled all the way from Estonia to join this memorable ceremony of His Excellency, the President of the Maldives, Digital Transformation Vision Launching Ceremony, Maldives 2.0. Please extend a round of applause to all the panel members from Estonia. So I will ask a few questions, and these questions are for all panel members. My first question is to Lina. What was the initial public reaction when Estonia embarked on its digital transformation? Were there elements of fear, excitement, or doubt?
Thank you. It's a very important question, especially the public perception. It was the time when Estonia regained its independence from Soviet Union, and society wanted our own things, to leave the Soviet time past and looking to the future. So people wanted our own thing. But there was also something which we call a necessity. Necessity was about understanding that we can't go on like Western European countries with a high welfare and highly developed societies. We were poor, small, no export markets, no existing structures or infrastructures, government institutions. And you can't put society to the pause with a remote control and then say, wait a little bit, wait a couple of years when we build things, and then let's continue. No, children need to go to school next morning. Parents need to have a job next morning. Borders need to be guarded. Police needs to have a job. So it was a necessity. And we recognized that the necessity could be served with the digital technologies, because that was, in early 1990s, it became cheaper, available, and we were the first ones to say, let's go fully digital, because that is worth investing. And the social perception was very supportive because it was our. It was our own, it was not somebody else's, but it was our.
Thank you very much. Miss Elsa.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for this question. And before I answer, I'd like to underline one tiny fact that I represent here my personal views on this question, not EGA's, E-Governance Academy's official position. So this question takes me back to my youth. I was quite young at that time when this fabulous journey started in Estonia. And I fully agree with Linnar what he said about this history, but about society's trust and perception. I remember one episode from 2003, if I'm not now mistaken. Then we had been independent and very excited and young pioneers in digitalization, 10 years. And regarding trust, but at the same time, high expectations towards public administration. I remember one critical article about ID card. Linnar earlier in his speech mentioned vision. At that time, government had very clear and proud and strong vision how to use our founding block ID card better in public services in order to make society's life easier, more effective, and less bureaucratic, etc. But we were not ready because the card was there. Card was mandatory. Card was given out to each citizen, but the services were not there. So the card turned out to be quite useless. And that made people frustrated. What was a very interesting takeaway at that time. And people were extremely eager. They have been advertised that soon there is going to be something big, our life is getting easier, better, but at that time, card was there, services were not. And at that point, I'd like to say that communication plays a crucial role, transparent communication, clear communication to society. And even with strong vision, do not be afraid of fallbacks. So, thanks.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Jana.
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you so much for this kind invitation, for your lovely country and these very lovely people here. It's my great ownership and pleasure to be here. And I also was quite young when we started this digital journey. What I remember exactly, we was a young country as well, without any resources, financial resources. So we haven't money to buy very expensive solutions from big worldwide vendors. And we understood that we need to discover something ourselves. And to afraid something, you need to know what to afraid. We haven't known what to afraid, because for us it was like unknown journey. But what I felt being young, that I was very excited, because all of us made such kind of inputs to this digital journey. And I remember my first digital experience was, in Estonia is very bad weather, rainy and cold. And people don't like to go out of home at this weather time. But I was pushed because we haven't digital services, and I went to a bank as a student to make my ordinary transaction, and bank service officer told me, why you came in that cold weather? Do you know that we have online service for you? And as a student, if you start to use digital service, you shouldn't pay any more fee for bank service. And this was my first impression. What I tried, coming back home, immediately signed to this online service provided by bank. And this is the most important. What will be the first feeling, what people will get from the government or from private sector in this digital journey? And this journey shouldn't be like just reflection of your paperwork to digital one. You need fully redesign the service itself. So when people once try to fill taxes or to make custom declaration, they will feel something absolutely new. And they get this positive feeling, because once they will be disappointed, it's very expensive and long way to bring them back to try the service again. So this is what we feel, that this was my feeling from my first experience a lot of years ago when we started our long, long way digital journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Keddy.
Yes, thank you for the question. It's an honor to be here. I think in the first years we had both skepticism and excitement from the people, because we didn't know actually what to expect in that sense. And but Estonians were very practical. As soon as people saw what value digitalization brings, that you can check your health records online, that you can do your banking, declare your taxes, everything in your computer back then people realized that it's actually a good way to deal with the government and also with the private sector, because it made their lives easier, they received the services more faster, and that also built the trust. For us also, the very underlying foundation was the transparent data exchange platform X-Road that was established quite early on in the 2000s, and the strong identity that we created for accessing the systems and the services. So the trust was built up on very early stages, and that was one of the keys.
Thank you very much. I'm going to ask the second question. What is the most notable change in everyday life for an Estonian due to digitalization? Lina.
It's very difficult to say what is the biggest change in everyday life, because in order to recognize it, you need to look back in times. In my speech, I also emphasize the importance of the small changes every day. So we are not speaking about often what is the biggest innovation of the year, but we are trying to say what is innovation of this week. 56 innovations a year are more than one big per year. And if you are changing more and more and gradually, it also grows in society the innovation culture. We always try to make a parallel. If you want to run a marathon, you don't train for a 100-meter sprint. You need to train every day. And e-governance, digital transformation is a which requires a practicing every day. So the biggest changes 20 years ago, my son had yesterday birthday. He's 26. He said that entire life he has only once been in a government office and only once in the bank office, and that was a school excursion. He has entire life been digital, all services. And I was speaking to him and I said, you know, now when I'm thinking, last time I went to bank was 5 years ago. Last time when I went to government office was 7 years ago. Those are the big changes in everyday lives of people, but you don't recognize them if you don't look back to the many, many years period. And the changes, it takes time, but they are irreversible. If you ask anybody in Estonia, would you like to close down the e-government services and go to the municipality offices from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock during your working hours? No, people rather would say, if I have an option to choose, close down the government office entirely and put more money to digital government.
Thank you. Not much actually to add to Linnar. He was talking about already, or said that thing that I wanted to underline myself, but I think that we were not surprised at that time, but we are more smoothly everything actually went. And as for me and my colleagues here, we don't have such a comparison, unfortunately, or as Linnar told about his son, that his son has never been physically to any public administration to get one service. So yes, he doesn't have such a comparison. I do. So I remember those times, even though I was quite small or relatively small, but amazed, and I believe also my generation is amazed that it did happen. Now we are amazed when some online service is disturbed for, let's say, 2 minutes, it's not accessible. Then people get frustrated, and even you may end up being in the headlines of the newspapers, that journalists accusing government that they are incapable. Now you see where we have ended up now. So that's my takeaway to this question. Thanks.
I think that the most magical is that we haven't even remarked how everything disappeared. So the digital became a part of our life. And the interesting magic is that you even don't understand how it was before. So we couldn't even remember. It's like in a past life. And we feel it's very well when we come to some, even Europe country with a huge bureaucracy, when they're spending some 2 months to open bank account. For us, it's like from different planets. We don't understand it. And I just bring you 2 personal examples how people react to this magic, what we have in our everyday life. One example, I was middle of desert. Only camels was around me. I was in Saudi Arabia with my friends. And I had emerging calls from my company that I need immediately to sign a very important contract and to transfer money. So I took my phone, signed the contract, and made the payment. And have you seen the faces of Saudi people around me? So just understood this magic. And the second example was I was in one hospital, also far out of Europe, and I had a problem with my tooth. And when I came to the doctor, he asked, had you some surgery with your tooth or something happened? I told him, I don't remember, let's go to my healthcare portal. We went into my healthcare portal, and there was a picture of all my mouths with all my tooth and all surgeries per mouth, per every single tooth. And it was the second magic. Have you seen the eyes of this doctor? So this is a part of our everyday life what we are not feeling anymore. And if something happened even for some minutes, some disruption of internet in our country, we are not patient anymore. So we are becoming very aggressive because this is part of our everyday life and we can't imagine how we live without it.
Very difficult to add anything. I will just say that for us, this digital has become invisible in that sense that we're so used to it, as everyone before me also mentioned, and maybe surprising is the fact that when we need to deal with other countries abroad and they are asking us paper documents, then that's the surprising part. If you get a digitally signed document from Estonia, then you're trying to think that how do I now get the paper copy with a stamp and signature and so on, because it doesn't exist anymore in Estonia. We are also a digital first nation. So we have a problem that's a bit like upside down these days.
Thank you very much. I will ask my last question. In your opinion, how crucial is His Excellency, the President of the Maldives, digital transformation agenda Maldives 2.0 for the nation?
I would repeat once again, the biggest asset any nation could have in 21st century is a clear vision of where you want to be. It starts by understanding, as well, every Maldivian has been on the sea. Every trip starts by understanding where you are, and then where you want to be, and that's a trip. So you are building a trip with an harbor or the destination. You know where you are. This is your digital maturity level of the present. You know where you want to be, and this is a huge asset a nation could have. Believe me, there are so many countries and nations who don't know what they want. So congratulations on having that asset. It is very clear. It connects with your present level of digital maturity and capacities, and it has a tangible, very realistic, practical outputs for society.
Ms. Silsa.
Yes, Your Excellency, my congratulations to you as well, and I'm extremely privileged to be a part of this very important festive moment. And to add to Linnar, that in my understanding, indeed, vision is of course very important, and there is no doubt that you are having a strong one, and I wish you every success, and to all Maldivian colleagues in achieving this vision. However, digital transformation is not something that is closed-end journey. You should see it like open-ended and adjust your vision if needed even, and go with the flow to get better and better, and to reach more higher stars. So again, congratulations and thank you.
I think it's not important, it's extremely important. And the most important that the president of Maldives, Dr. Mohamed Moiso, has this political leadership, because I have visited a lot of countries, and if there is no political will to change something, nothing happens. So I feel here in Maldives that the very high political will is existing, and people really want to change. We want to change because we are all small countries, and we will need to win in this very strong competition. We need to value every single human capital, every single citizen of our country, because it's so less of us. Only 1.3 in Estonia and 500,000 here in Maldives. So every single person in every single island of Maldives should have a possibility to innovate and to make impact to his country and to the future generations. And it's impossible if you are not digital first nation, because technologies are coming so quickly, much quicker than we started more than 20 years ago. Now we have artificial intellect knocking to our doors. And we don't know, even in Estonia, how this journey will look like in our education. We're only starting that. But this is extremely important. And I see in this room that all people came here with one will, to make changes very quickly and to move forward and to win this competition being a small country.
Yes, indeed, it is very important. I also have to say that you have half of the recipe already. The digital-minded leadership is the most crucial part in the recipe, and we started it the same way in Estonia. The president and the prime minister both were choosing the way to digitalize. We developed our digital solutions 25 years. It evolved over time. Technology was also evolving with us. You have a much better position. We are 25 years ahead from where Estonia actually started it. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You can learn from the societies that are already on the way of digitalization. You can learn from Estonia, and you can do it much in a shorter period of time. And I believe that in a few years you can already talk about the fruits of the Maldives 2.0, and it's a very big step for the future generations, because as we were also hearing, kids in Estonia don't remember the paper-based society anymore. So that's a normal environment for them. So congratulations on the initiative, and I'm excited to see what there is on the way for Maldives. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As we are running out of time, I have to conclude this panel discussion. So let me thank all the panel members from Estonia. Thank you very much.
Before we conclude, may I kindly as we now invite His Excellency President Dr. Mohammad Muizz to join them for a photo opportunity.
Adhiyamanti befuna hame amikin estin Modus 2.2 on wata diviraja 2.2 mi amaza vasilwa mattaka kudegenta khas samitu basedo nasandra wagutum ade mi diviraja digital kurumattaka raisul jumhuriya Dr. Muhammad Muizz kengulwa visionary nwata
قال أرأيت إذ أوينا إلى الصخرة فإني نسيت الحوت وما أنسانيه إلا الشيطان أن أذكره واتخذ سبيله في البحر عجبا قال ذلك ما كنا نبغ فارتدا على آثارهما قصصا فوجدا عبدا من عبادنا آتيناه رحمة من عندنا وعلمناه من لدنا علما قال له موسى هل أتبعك على أن تعلمني مما علمت رشدا قال إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا وكيف